the soft life and what it really is and what it's not. So many people are talking about how the soft life is about lounging and ease and flow. And while I do believe that to be true, I think there's a lot of other things that we have to get in order first before we can live a life of ease and flow. How the hell, sis, are we going to embrace a life of ease and flow and I'm lounging in my robe and I'm chilling if our mind, body, and spirit are in chaos? Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys 5 practical steps of how to actually facilitate a true soft life. Remember, number 1, soft life is not just about aesthetics. It's not about how you look, your upkeep, your nails, your hair, your lashes, and your clothes. Again, that's the external aspect of it, but we here care about the inner. We have to start to take care of that. So that's number 1. It's not just an aesthetic thing. And all the people who are spewing that, I appreciate you, but it's deeper than that. So let's go to the deep part. Now, first, soft life requirement is a no hustle morning, right? And by that, I mean, when you first wake up, what are you doing? Are you touching that phone? Are you getting all that radiation and all that dopamine hits as soon as you wake up? Are you consuming as soon as you wake up? That is not soft life. Because what you're doing is setting yourself up to be in overdrive. You're setting yourself up to be anxious. Go ahead and look it up, guys. Look at how damaging it is to even touch our phone, sleep near our phone, and check our phones as soon as we wake up. We're not even fully conscious yet. I don't even know if I could walk yet. And I already done answered a text, right? And remember, I have these issues too. So we're all trying to live the soft life as a whole. So remember, before you start checking your phone, check in with your body. And we don't have to have an elaborate meditative practice. We don't have to do all that. We don't have to journal. But what would be a good thing to start to incorporate is to just breathe. Just check in with yourself. And if you do want to have a very quick practice, if you don't mind me sharing, one of the biggest things and best things that I do that are so small but have been so helpful for me is to spend that first maybe 3 minutes just appreciating and also setting the tone for the day. What do I want today? What is the biggest thing I want to get done? So for example, today, the biggest thing I wanted to get done was these videos. I wanted to get my videos done. And I said, okay, well, everything else will go to the wayside. And one more thing for what I really wanted to get done today is to just feel good. I wanted to infuse every aspect of these moments with joy. And so far, so good. It's still early, right? Nobody has pissed me off yet, but it's all good. All right, so we're going to have a no hustle morning. We're not touching that phone. We're focused on us, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2 for a soft life is that we're going to have mindful mealtime. Mindful mealtime. All right, so me, I was just watching myself. I scarf food down. Okay, I eat like I haven't eaten in days. Sometimes it could take me maybe 10, 20 minutes to just tear something up. I'm talking about rice, chicken, plantain, cabbage, all that done within like 15, 20 minutes. And that's not terribly short, but I feel like I should savor my food a little bit more. I think I would be less big backed as well if we took our time with our food. And there's also science behind it. The longer you take to eat, the easier it is for your body to signal, oh, I'm full, I'm done. I don't have to keep eating. So it's also a way to make sure that we have portion control as long as we're savoring our bites. Also incorporating whole foods, right? Nutrition. You guys know I usually have my juices before I go to the gym, but this video is a little different. However, the fact remains, incorporating whole foods, juices, vegetable juices, eating your fruits, eating them whole, sometimes juicing them, right? Eating your potatoes, your broccoli, maybe limiting the meat a little bit. And I'll do talks on that, but just limiting so much, right? Like we eat so much. And especially as Black women, we are so overweight. And I know that can feel inflammatory. I'm not coming for you, sis. I am you. If I go to the doctor right now, he's going to tell me I got to drop some pounds. All right. And I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, we still need to incorporate better foods because we talk about wanting to live a life of ease and soft life. But how am I going to, sis, go tear that crab boil up for the 10th time this week? How am I going to hype you up like that to your casket? That's not love. Right? So we have to really make sure that we are incorporating soft life by making sure that our body and our nutritional needs are met by eating more whole foods, fruits, and vegetables. Because also has a major effect on our mental health, right? Getting proper nutrition helps our mind be able to work better. Our gut brain connection is a real thing. It's really a real thing. I'm going to do a video on nutrition in, a little while, but just to make this video short and sweet, more whole foods, savor those meals, and you'll be less big backed. Okay? Summer is coming up. What are we doing? All right, now number 3 is intentional spending, especially in the world of all these gadgets, right? TikTok shop. I don't even really know how to use TikTok like that. But I know if I would be on TikTok shop. I buy so much shit, right? Like Amazon, I'm sure I've cleared out a warehouse with the stuff I've bought, and it's just such garbage, like stuff that I don't even use sometimes. Like, so we need to be mindful about, are we trying to stay on trend? Do we need a container for every damn thing? Do we need to have a certain kind of, I don't know, like just a certain kind of color to match something or match everything and do this and do that, this curtain, this bath sheet, this, that. If you have a bathroom set, you don't need a new one. If you have a comforter set, you don't need a new one. If you have kitchen gloves and kitchen accessories, you don't need a new one, because all of that is just hyper consumerism. And us as Black people, we spend the most, we consume the most. And to try to shift that narrative and keep our money with us so that we can be more financially free and actually spend it on things that yield us something back, like investments, we need to be more intentional about our spending. And it's not the big purchases that get us. It's the little things, like the overdoing it on Amazon, the overdoing it on Uber Eats. Look for really cheap, inexpensive way to make new meals if that's why you keep getting out, why you keep ordering out. Also remember, meal prepping is very helpful. And I'm preaching this like I do this and I don't. So I'm just going to be honest, because I know what my bank account is giving, and it's not giving what I'd like it to. And I know a big part of that is because my lack of proper spending. So just going to go ahead and say that. All right. So spend properly, because another thing about living a soft life is, how are we going to operate in ease and feeling good if the money is funny? I don't know not one person whose attitude is not adversely affected by lack of funds. Like, we can't keep acting like the way that we feel, the way that we carry ourselves, the way we conduct ourselves and wake up. A lot of that is how situated are we financially. It's unfortunate, but that's just the life that we live. That's just the way the world is created. Money is synonymous with freedom at this point. That's just what it is. So for us to act like that's not important is crazy, right? So one soft life, intentional spending. All right. So for the next habit for soft life living is small actionable goals. Now, I feel like this is one of the most underrated acts of self-care, which is small actionable goals, because progress is the word of the day. If you take nothing from this video, take away making progress, right? When you want a life of softness, of ease, of flow, of abundance, and all these things, we need to be able to make progress. Progress has to be familiar to us. It has to be something that we're able to attain regularly. So if we have these huge, lofty goals, that's great, right? Because we all have big dreams. We all have big aspirations. That's fantastic. But at the end of the day, we're not trying to build Rome in one day. It's the small stuff. It's the little stuff that gets us Rome. It's the small stuff that gets us the big goals. So if we're not able to make our goals sizable and break them down into bite-sized pieces, then we won't necessarily get to the goals that we want that can afford us the soft life. Whether when we get to whatever end that we need to is, we have more time to spend with our family. We have more money. We are able to take care of our health better because now we can purchase more organic foods. And people say eating organic is not as expensive. It is. It is. Just to tell you, I live in New York and I juice weekly, and I probably spend over $100 a week on juicing. I couldn't go to my organic store, so I went to another one. And when I tell you I spent like $30 versus $100, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just couldn't believe it because I just never bought, like, I never went to an organic store like that. So that was unreal. That was like, wow. So I understand why the acquisition of organic food is very difficult. It's still like a bit pricey for me as well, be clear. But I'm just saying, like, we have to make sure that we're doing the little things that help us get to our bigger goals. Now, again, If that means that we can't completely go organic, that's okay. All right. I digress a bit, but moving on. So back to those small actionable goals, right? So it's just making progress. It's just doing the little things. It's just making sure that we're making some sort of progress in the right direction, because it's not so much that we want happiness or that we're seeking more joy or I want more fulfillment. It's like we're seeking progress. That's one of the main things that I feel like people get confused on, or at least myself. Let me know if you've noticed that as well, where it's like, I don't necessarily need to have a happier life, but I just want to make progress. I just want to feel unstuck. And sometimes we feel super stuck because our goals are too damn lofty. And that's okay. But we have to meet ourselves where we are, because only when we meet ourselves where we are can we take that next step. How am I going to be in first grade and then the next one I want to go to is the fifth? Just doesn't work like that. Right? We have to go to second grade first, then third, then fourth, then we get to fifth. Right? But it's like to skip all these steps, we're not looking at ourselves that way. We think that we can do it and no, I can will this into existence. I can make some Herculean effort, get it all done. You can't. If you could have done that, you would have done that. Right? So we have to really meet ourselves where we are, make progress. Now that leads me to my last point is we need to emphasize sustainability with this soft life stuff, these soft life principles. Right? When I say stability or sustainability, we need to prioritize progress, as I was just talking about with those small actionable goals, over perfection. Because making small bits of progress, like we are on 1%, then we go 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going to help us see and build that muscle to kind of like wait for the delayed gratification. Because one thing about delayed gratification is it doesn't come soon, but that's okay when you're making progress. I'm okay that my phone is on 1% when I know it's charged up, because it's going to go to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. I'm not okay when my phone is on 1% and I need it to get to 100 in 5 minutes. That's going to cause me anxiety. That's going to cause me grief. That's going to cause me anguish. And that is the exact opposite of the soft life living, right? We need flow, we need ease, and we need to be able to move around freely with a sense of joy, with a sense of feeling like we're fulfilled in life in many different aspects. So I believe that if we incorporate the small stuff, if we're eating more whole foods, we're juicing, we're eating more greens, we're eating more fruits, it's going to help us feel better mentally. If we wake up and choose not to get on our phone and we sit there for a minute and just ask ourselves, what are my intentions for the day? How am I feeling? Can I walk? Do I have sight this morning? Like really checking in with ourselves first. It's all of those things that create the softness. Intentional spending. There's some financial goals you have that you have not been able to hit because your spending is unintentional, like my damn self, right? So this is not a holier than thou kind of video. This is like things that I need to work on, and I'm sharing it because I know how adversely some of these habits have impacted me. And as a woman who does want to create and curate a soft life for herself, I have to be honest about how to get there. And if I act like it's just about good skincare, walking around in your robe all day, not doing shit, frolicking, it would be remiss of me to say otherwise. We have to actually do the work. All right, so I hope that this gave you something that you could use. Let me know down below if you found this video helpful. It really, really helps my channel grow. So please comment. I will love to respond and talk back to you. Comment, share, subscribe, like, watch again and again. Tell all your friends because we are on our way to 1K. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.